Listen. Can you hear that? Frogs. Tons and tons of frogs down in my creek, just going off. They love it. Oh, I just love that. Howdy ho, my peeps! I'm so excited. I'm finally doing my word of the year video. I'm 2 weeks late. I should have done this right around the 1st, but I was thinking, trying to figure out what my word should be. Plus I was sick, so I wasn't thinking all that clearly. And most of the things I came up with were bad words like despair and, retreat and hide, words like that. I'm going to move my camera up. So I just wasn't doing real well. But I started thinking about what I want, for this next year, particularly pertaining to my YouTube channel and my relationships with you guys and new people who come on board. And it occurs to me that what I really want to do is I want to turn my online life, that's YouTube and the other things that I do, into business or businesses, a stream of revenue. And it's, I'm starting off with all the stuff that most of us do at the beginning, earning a little bit of money on my videos. I'm starting to do some product reviews. They're not paid product reviews at this point, but they are product reviews on things that I think are really intriguing. Of course, when I show a new craft that I've done, a lot of times I'll end up selling something to one of you guys, which is super cool. I'll want to be able to refer over to, if I ever put my Etsy site up, which I have been threatening to do for a year now, I'll be able to cross-reference all of that. I'll be able to, cross it over to Instagram and blah, blah, blah. The stuff you do when you're trying to put a business together. So I was thinking to myself, well, if my focus is business, then I need to come up with a word that has something to do with business or enterprise of some kind. And then I started to think about me and what I'm all about. And I flashed on a conversation I had years ago with a friend at work. We were talking about, if I were queen, I would blank, whatever it was. I would, move into the Taj Mahal, or I would, not the one in Atlantic City though, because that one's tacky. I mean the real one. Or I would, feed the homeless, or I would rescue all the cats, or I would whatever. I mean, everybody was saying, well, if I were queen, I would. Well, when it gets around to me, I said, I don't want to be queen. I want to be empress, because empresses are way more badass than queens. Empresses, they usually stand alone. An empress is kind of at the head, she's in the prow of the ship, boy, and she's telling everybody where they're going to go and what they're going to do. And she surveys all that is in her domain, and she makes sure that everyone's getting taken care of, because if she doesn't, they'll rise up and cut off her head. She learned that lesson in the French Revolution. And she is elegant, and she drips with emeralds, and she she just doesn't take any shit, And I thought, I'll be empress. So if I were empress, I would, and I can't remember what I said. Well, a couple of days later, my friend comes to work with this little package for me. And I should have dug it up. I don't know where it is. I'll have to find it. Anyway, this package for me, and inside the package was a big troll doll, one of the big ones. And she made an empress outfit for it. It had a crown, and it had, it was dripping with jewels, and it had the, kind of Grecian-looking long white dress. It was hilarious. It was really funny. And so I have my empress troll somewhere. So anyhow, I thought to myself, in my world, I am the empress of my world. So how does that have to do with business? And then I flashed on the word. It's a coined word. That means I made it up. And here it is. Impresario. I want to be an impresario, only not with the I-M. I misspelled in this way. That's what I want to be. I want to be an impresario. And an impresario, in case you guys have never looked it up before, and I haven't. I mean, I knew what it was, but I didn't know its origin. Anyway, what an impresario is someone who arranges and manages and often finances creative endeavors like plays and operas and so forth. It's also used just simply to designate someone who arranges and manages and executes profitable events, basically. And I want my life to be a profitable event. It comes from the Latin impresario. The English language pretty much picked it up in whole cloth and dropped it into our own language. And it means to, I think it means to arrange. I'll have to look it up again. So I thought that was the perfect word for me. And I'm not really sure where all this is going. I've talked about this before. I talked about this last year, wanting to do this, but I just wasn't there yet, you know. I sort of had in the misty distance ideas of things that I wanted to do. So my ideas are still in the misty distance, but they're coming to the fore. So we shall see. We shall see how all of this shakes out. So, impresario, my word of the year. I wanted to show you something else. I got another Christmas card from my friend Molly. She made this card. It's got my hair hanging off of it. Isn't that pretty? I just love these collaged cards. I think they're just wonderful. And Molly is also in that card making group that I had belonged to a while back. And so anyhow, I just love it when those guys send me stuff. It's neat. I wanted to show you something else. Okay, so my son, he's so practical, my oldest. He gets me this, I think I have to put batteries in it, this kind of work light thing to keep in my car. Love that. And I think I told you what my husband got me for Christmas, but I didn't show you. And I've got to show you because it's really hilarious. All right, so my husband, he worships at the Church of Costco. He loves Costco. He goes to Costco twice a week. He goes for Wednesday night Costco study, and then he goes for Sunday Costco revival. I mean, he loves Costco. And he tries samples all the food and knows like what's on clearance and close out it, what isn't. He's got all his favorite buddies he works with at Costco, right? So he buys me this thing. He buys me in this big, huge package, this tiny little thumb drive, 256 gigabyte hard drive, flash drive. Isn't that funny? Costco cracks me up because they've got these monstrous, big, huge packages for these tiny little things, which sort of makes sense because, you know, makes it much harder to walk out of the store with this stuff. So anyhow, I thought that was kind of funny. I had to show you that. Now, I've learned this from Joanne and from Thrifty 50 and from Stephanie, Soft Pink Stardust, and a number of other of you who are into planning and planners. Now, I don't do planners, but in my own way, I'm kind of doing a planner. And the way I'm doing my planner is with this laptop case. It's actually a map case. It's Swiss Army surplus map case. It's vinyl. It's got leather straps, but it's vinyl. So what? It was like $12. Anyhow, what I do with this thing is I keep my laptop and its power supply and a few other things in here. And I'm beginning to acquire the things, and I want to show them to you. So my laptop is going to go down in this first one here, and then down here is where I'm going to keep my power supply. It's got a little short pocket for putting stuff, and what I'm putting in there is this marvelous little notebook thing that I got for Christmas that I just love, so that drops down in there. Now this is what it looks like in the front so far. I have the purse charm that 49L Davis gave me. Lori, I just love it. I bought this little perfume atomizer thing. It's sparkly. Isn't that neat? I got this at Daiso when I was there last. And I have filled it with a perfume, a Coty perfume. You know, I took French in school, but I don't really know how to pronounce this. It's spelled L'Aimant. Lamont or Lamont, maybe? Liamont, I'm not really sure. Anyhow, it's an old Coty perfume that my mother had. And the reason I could have put my own perfume in there. I could have taken the top off and put my own perfume. This is my own perfume. It's my signature scent. I've been wearing it for 25 years. Does anybody know what this is? Anybody? Anybody? Anyone? Anybody? No? Okay. It's Oscar de la Renta, Volupte or Volupte, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I love this scent. Of all the fragrances I've ever used, I keep coming back to this. It's got, to my nose, it has like a violety top, kind of a top note that decays right into like a rose, maybe like a tuberose, a warm tuberose with a bit of a powdery smell, little bit of ambergris maybe because it's warm, almost musky, and then it's got a really clean green finish. That's how, and I'm telling you what it smells like. I'm not making, I'm not giving you a story. I'm not doing a sniffy with my own fragrance, which is really weird. But anyway, that's what it smells like, and I love it, and I love it on me. I don't think it has any violet in it, which I think is kind of funny. But that's what it smells like to my nose. So anyhow, instead of using that, I decided to use the Coty perfume, which is just a cheap cologne, because it was one of the scents that my mother used to wear years ago, maybe as far back as high school. And she went through this nostalgic fragrances deal where she was buying all of these old fragrances, Taboo, Emeraude, I guess it is, a bunch of these old fragrances from the 1950s and 40s even. And she's past that now, and so I ended up inheriting a lot of these. And I want to keep one of her favorite fragrances with me because my mother has always been my biggest cheerleader. And so I just wanted to keep her with me, and whenever I'm thinking of her, I can spritz this stuff on and kind of keep her with me, even when she's home and in her chair watching TV and I'm out trying to be an impresario. So anyhow, so I have this. Of course, I've got some pins. In here I keep my power supply for my phone, my extra power supply, so if I run out of power, I've always got, the little extra thing there. There's a document folder thing in there. So this will be my portable workstation, and I will carry around with me. So it's my everyday carry workstation. So I'm making lots of notes. One thing I want to do, and I've told some of you guys this, well, there are a bunch of things that I've told you and you're still waiting for. One is the makeup. I have not forgotten the makeup. I am going to do the makeup. Even if all I do is one batch of makeup and I share it, and, I swatch it and, that sort of thing. Even if I just do one batch and use up what I've done and have it for giveaways or whatever, I am dying to make this makeup, so that will happen. The other thing, of course, is putting my Etsy site together. And yet a third thing. I don't know how often I've said this or if any of you will remember, but I was in publishing, which you know, but what I did, I was the director of the product development department, and I came up through that department from the graphics department. So I worked in the graphics way back in the day when there were no computers and you had rub down letters and you had to go use the camera to make your black and white, stuff that you used, wax on the back, and you mocked up your product, and then you had to go shoot film and blah, blah, blah. I came from that era. Then in the 80s, I learned computer graphics, and my main job was to design packaging. So I would design boxes and book covers and so forth. Concurrent with that, I would do a little illustration, but I rarely used my own illustration in the products that I facilitated, to production. Occasionally, I usually farm that out to other artists, but I've always loved to draw. I've always loved to particularly line drawing, the sort of drawing that cartooning, which is a certain kind of line drawing that lends itself to coloring books. So Another thing I want to do is create a line of coloring pages that I can offer on my website, CherylCoyote.com, which is not up yet, but I have it. I just haven't populated it with information. Anyhow, so that would be like probably part of like the free thing. One of the things that is going to change on a weekly basis. A new coloring page will come up, and you can go download the coloring page, and you can read the blog part, and see if there's anything on my Amazon links you want. Blah blah blah. So I want to kind of incorporate that. I really miss drawing. So and so it goes, and so it goes. I pretty much have figured out there are a few types of entrepreneurship that don't appeal to me. One of them is multi-level marketing. I think multi-level marketing, like LuLaRoe and some of the skincare lines and stuff, I think that is wonderful that people have it. A certain type of person with a certain sort of sales skill or talent, for them that is a real godsend. They can just plug themselves right in, plug and play, go, start building your downline, la da 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 da, and you can make some money, and you can do a number of different products across several different industries if you want to. I mean, if you've got that much energy, you can do that, and you can make some serious bucks. It doesn't appeal to me though, and in part it's because selling other people's products don't appeal to me. I like the idea of creating and selling. Whether I create fabric and sell that by the yard, or I create coloring pages, or I create jewelry, or I create makeup, or I create hats, or I create a book, whatever it is, what I do best is create stuff. I am not a salesperson. I love to do shows, but I generally end up just yakking with people instead of, showing them my wares, right? I don't do that. My stuff usually sells itself, so that's okay. But so I'm not set up to do MLM marketing. So yeah, that's like the main thing I know I'm not going to pursue. Another thing I would like to pursue is public speaking. I would love to create some sort of shtick, something that I can then get on the public speaking circuit going and talking to, women's groups or being on panels, or, keynoting, even if what I'm talking about happens to dovetail that closely into some event. So I don't really know where that might lead, but I know I would really enjoy it. I love being in front of a crowd. I just get real excited when I'm behind a microphone, and I love it. So I might do that. So anyhow, there you go. That's what I wanted to tell you about. My next video is probably going to be My Neighbors from Hell 3.0. Oh, you guys, big drama again is going on across the street. It's such big drama. I don't even want to talk about it here. I want to do another video and update everybody as to what's going on. It's just real exciting and scary. And oh, I was so right about that guy who bought that property. Oh, he is evil incarnate, this guy. So I will leave you with that and say good night, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm obviously feeling better. The back and body pain's gone from the fall. That's done. I'm having a lot of pain in my fingers, a lot of pain. And I've got these like little knobby things in my joints and right in here. And I think it's either arthritis, or you can get cysts on your joints, or a combination of both. Something's going on that's making it tough for me to use my hands, which scares the crap out of me, because using my hands, that's what I do. Without my hands, I would be mute. I wouldn't be able to speak, because I have to use my hands when I speak. So, all right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. I wanted to show you one other thing. My friend Frank, this is for you. I wanted to show you where your, now my little miniature tea set is going to be living. Look at this neat little table. I got this at a yard sale years ago. It's one of those things people used to make out of old tin cans. I don't know if you remember seeing this type of craft. It was really popular, again, like in the 50s and 60s, maybe even earlier than that. I think it might even be part of the whole tramp art movement. But I'm going to put a little top on it, and the tea set, which isn't really sitting in there very well right now, it's going to live on this little table up here with the poodles, probably. So I just had to show you that. Talk to you later. Bye.